Vaishnav, Vaishnav, are you there? Vaishnav, okay. Where are the other students? Is the meeting over? BEE's meeting. Okay, you were not in the meeting. Okay. If you are having any unofficial group, then put a message that join the lecture immediately. Okay. Neha Vaishnavi, what about you? Have you joined the BEE's lecture? Sorry, that meeting? Okay. Pavan, is the meeting over? BEE's meeting? Yes, Pavan. Kindly ask madam to end the meeting because, okay. Put a message or give a message to your madam that kindly end the meeting right now because she is having lecture at 12:15. So whatever is the discussion that may be continue at that time. Okay. Okay. Good. We will wait for another 5 minutes so that students will join. Okay. Okay. So in between, if Vaishnav, Neha, Vaishnavi, Sayyad, Pavan, if you are having any doubts related to the syllabus that we have covered, you may ask. Yes. हां मॅडम, मीटिंग किती वेळ चालणार आहे तुमची? हां हां. नाही कारण की काही मुलं तिकडे नव्हते जॉईन झाले, तेच फक्त लेक्चरला जॉईन झाले, तर म्हणलं एकदा तुम्हाला. ठीक आहे चालेल. Okay, so good morning, students. Before we start our lecture, I would like to ask you something. One thing is related to girl student. I have shared WhatsApp group link. I think day before yesterday, and I have asked that all girls has to join that WhatsApp group. So girls, kindly confirm that you have joined the group. You can put yes in the chat box, so that I'll get to know that yes, you are the part of that group now. Okay, good. Hope all girls have joined the group. Okay, so if some of your friend is not have joined the group, then ask her to join that group immediately. Okay. Another thing that I have shared one timetable related to feedback. So I think as per the schedule, you people are going to have the academic feedback on 19th of July. Okay, so morning 10:30 will be the schedule. So 10:30 to 11, you have to join the feedback meeting. Link is already provided to you. So on 19th, keep in mind at 10:30 you people are going to join that feedback meeting. Okay, and whatever questions that Dean Academics will ask to you, you can give the answers correctly. Okay, so it is not like the case that if you talk something very odd relative to any teacher, then that teacher will minimize your marks. That is not the case. So whatever is your real feedback, that is expected at that point. Okay, so on I think Monday or Tuesday 19th date is there. So on 19th at 10:30 all have to join the feedback meeting. Okay, that will be conducted by Dean Academics of our college. Okay, so whatever are your queries and whatever questions he will raise, you have to answer. So participation of all students is compulsory for that meeting. So that is one thing that I have to share with you. So with this, of course, today we have lost our 10 minutes. So directly we will move towards today's topic. In last lecture we have covered the first section of unit number 4, that is nuclear physics, and in today's lecture we are going to talk about the second part of unit number 4, that is nothing but the modern physics. Okay. So before we start modern physics, again I would like to mention one thing, that maybe in the next week or next to next week you people are going to have mid-semester examination too. And of course whatever syllabus we have covered, that is unit number 3 and unit 4's content that we have covered, that will be the syllabus for MSc 2. Okay, so unit 3 and unit 4 will be the syllabus for MSc 2. Exact dates, of course, once timetable gets finalized, I'll share the dates with you. Yeah, that is the case. And of course, another thing that I would like to ask you, the superconductivity and nanotechnology portion from Unit 5 is already covered. So are there any doubts related to that two topics? On Friday's lecture, Toksha sir has covered that two topics from Unit 5. This Friday, you people are going to have the lecture of Professor Ghodke. He is also physics teacher. So he is going to cover the contents from unit number 6. That are nothing but the fiber optics. Okay. So I would like to ask you, are there any doubts related to superconductivity and nanotechnology from your side? Are there any doubts? Okay. If some doubts are there, you can put it in a EP discussion group. Of course, we will try to have discussion. Okay. Because that portion I am not going to continue, as it is already taught by Toksha sir, and of course the fiber optics is going to be covered by Ghodke sir. So of course there is no chance to have the repetition, but of course if some doubts are there, we will have the discussion. Okay. So that is related to the other part, and of course right now we are going to talk about the second section of our unit number 4, that is nothing but the modern physics. Okay. So now to start this lecture, I would like to ask you, what do you mean by the term modern? Because see, if we are saying we have to see the topic modern physics, of course there will be some part of physics which will be considered as the, or which is considered as the classical physics. So can you give me the difference, what is classical physics and what is modern physics? Yes. Do you find any difference in the word classical or modern?
मॅम
Yes.
अंदाजे सांगते ते क्लासिकल म्हणजे ते एकदम जुन्या टाईपचे, म्हणजे एकदम असं न्यूटन वगैरे, आणि तेच जरा थोडंसं हे करून मॉडिफाय करून वापरलेली केली, त्याला मॉडर्न थेरी.
मॅम मॉडर्न फिजिक्स
Yes, Siddhi.
म्हणजे जे सध्याचं टेक्नॉलॉजी डेव्हलपमेंट आहे त्याच्याशी रिलेटेड असतं.
Okay. Okay. See, whatever the answers you have given, of course, logically that are correct. Pawan is saying modern physics is related to present. Of course, that is also true. Basically, the classical physics is the physics which is involved with macroscopic bodies or larger bodies, like the bodies that, or the objects that we can see around ourselves, or the basically the classical physics is having more impact of the scientists, say Galileo, or say, yeah, Prachi is saying classical before 1900. Yeah, that is also correct. So yeah, that is the difference. So the classical physics is having the high impact of Newton, and whatever laws of Newton's are there, that are considered for that heavier objects which we see around ourselves. And of course after the 1900, the things becomes change, and whatever are the heavier body related concept, that are compared with microscopic bodies, or the objects which are very small in dimensions. And it has been observed that whatever are the laws of motion that are provided by Newton, so that are not applicable to the fundamental particles like a proton, electron, neutron. So of course each and every object is made up of some protons, neutrons and electrons. So their behavior at smaller level, that has very changed, and whatever are the laws that are related to classical physics, that are not applicable to the smaller objects. And that's why some theories has evolved after 1900, and that were considered as the part of modern physics. Okay, so Prachi has mentioned that classical before 1900 and modern after 1900, that is true. modern related to modern physics, Akib has mentioned modern physics consists of advanced concept so as Einstein concept of photon. Yeah, so basically the Einstein's theory of relativity. Then there are many more scientists like Planck, Heisenberg, de Broglie. The theories that scientists have put forward that are considered as the part of modern physics. So of course we are going to talk about that one by one. Let me share the screen. Okay, so in unit number 4, as you people know, two parts are there. One is nuclear physics, another one is modern physics. Of course, there is no any correlation in between that two parts, but to put a syllabus in a particular manner, we have done this arrangement. Okay, so modern physics. Of course, this modern physics has a huge coverage, but out of that we are going to talk about some basic concepts like what is black body radiation, what is Planck's law, then what is wave particle duality. Then we are going to understand de Broglie's concept related to matter waves or wave particle duality. Then whatever is proposed by de Broglie related to matter waves, the experimental proof was given by the scientists Davison and Germer. So what is that experiment that we are going to see over here? And then of course, as we are saying, it is a modern physics. So what is the application of all that things that are there at the start of modern physics? So the applications of modern physics that we are going to talk about, that are related to two concepts. One is STM, another one is QC. STM stands for scanning tunneling microscope and QC is quantum computing. Okay, so this will be the portion for modern physics. And I think whatever I know, that in 12th already you people have seen the black body radiation, Planck's law, wave particle duality, de Broglie's concept and Davis and Germer experiment. I think only this portion is new to you, STM and QC. Is that it's the case? Means whatever I have said, is that correct? That in 12th you have already seen the point number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Have you seen all that points in the 12th? If yes, put yes in the chat box. If I'm wrong, you can say no in the chat box. Okay, Pavan has confirmed that you people have already seen this portion 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 5 points you people have already seen, and that's why what I expect that you will talk more with respect to these points. Okay, and of course I will have my points related to STM and QC. So of course we will start with black body radiation, but before that we will see the definition of modern physics. So modern physics means the physics based on two major breakthroughs of the early 20th century, that are nothing but the relativity and quantum mechanics. So most often this modern physics is also considered as the quantum mechanics. So what is the meaning of the term quantum? You people may have the word quanta. So what is quantum? Quantum or quantum? Yes.
Ma'am, that atoms such as properties of physical properties.
Quantum is a packet of energy.
Yeah, small packets of energy, they are considered as quanta. And of course in modern physics we talk about that related properties. So basically the major portion of modern physics is considered as a quantum mechanics. Let me share one thing, that when I was even though right now also I am a student, but when I was studying my UG and PG program, quantum mechanics is the most boring and difficult portion that I have. Of course, it is interesting, but it is very difficult and complicated to understand. I don't want to scare you people. Already, you people have seen some of the portion of quantum mechanics, but if you want to study more and more details of quantum mechanics, of course, sometimes you may have the headache by reading all that things. Okay, so
Ma'am,
yes,
quanta is a energy packet, so we can call it a photon because energy packet means bundle.
yeah,
So we
yes.
can call it a photon.
Yeah, it is a photon actually. And in quantum mechanics, generally we talk about the photons, we talk about the energy related to smaller particles, we talk about the mechanics of smaller particles. Okay, and that's why broadly all that study is termed as the quantum mechanics.
Okay.
So, as I said, why modern physics is there? Because there are some things which are not having any explanation as per as the classic mechanics is concerned. Like in classical mechanics, you people have seen, we will take the very famous example that is related to, say, Newton's laws. Like every object at rest remains at rest if some external force is not applied to that. Okay, law of inertia. Or every object has equal and opposite reaction, the third law. Or F is equal to ma, the second law, which is given by the Newton. Okay, so various theories and various concepts are there in the classical mechanics, but if that concepts are applied to some of the things, then explanation was not found. What are that concept that we are going to talk about? But this is the origin of the modern physics, that problems, some of the problems at that moment that were not explained by the classical mechanics, and that's why people has started thinking in a different direction. Okay, so the main thing is that whenever researchers has tried to apply the laws of classical mechanics to the objects which are very small in nature, like proton, neutron, electron, so there they have found there is no any correlation, or whatever are the laws that are not applicable to the smaller scale objects, and that's why they feel that we need to do something in that manner. And basically the problems that the researchers of that point are having, that are nothing but the black body radiation and photoelectric effect. So black body radiation, in general we can say, basically whenever objects are heated, they emit the electromagnetic radiation in the nature. And related to photoelectric effect, one can say that photoelectric effect is nothing but the emission of electrons when the metal surfaces are heated at a high temperature. Okay, so these were the two problems, two experiments on which the explanation was not provided by the classical physics, and that's why the study is going on in a different direction, and that different direction has led that scientist to give you the theory related to matter waves. So what is your say related to black body radiation and photoelectric effect? How is the black body radiation? What is the black body radiation? And what is the explanation related to the experiment which is performed related to this concept? We will talk one by one. So first, what you have seen at the 12th related to black body radiation, that you have to mention over here. What is black body radiation? Either put your answer in the chat box or unmute and give the explanation.
Ma'am, black body radiation is an emitted electromagnetic radiation which is emitted from an ideal black body or heated object.
Okay. Okay. Any other student want to mention anything? See, this concept you people have already seen. So I expect that every student should comment something related to this black body radiation. Yes, I'm waiting. तुमच्या हे लक्षात आहे का की तुम्ही काय शिकला होतात ते?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So then I can expect something from you. In short, already explanation is provided on the screen, so you can mention related to that. It's a spectrum of light emitted by heated object mentioned by Akib. Okay, that is also correct. Okay, so detailed explanation we are going to see on the next slide. And of course, photoelectric effect, whenever metals are heated, they emit the electrons, and of course that concept is very useful nowadays. In case of, say, I think while having the discussion related to X-ray spectrum, I have mentioned one thing, that is electron gun or electron microscope. So basically the photoelectric effect is having high application related to that experiments. Okay. Pawan has mentioned a body which absorbs nearly 100% of energy falling on it. It is a black body. Yeah, that is also correct. Okay. So these are the two experiments that were performed in early 1900, and of course due to the unapplicability of classical physics, the generation of modern physics was there at that point. Okay. So basically the modern physics or quantum mechanics revolution was in the year or is in the between 1900 or 1930. So whatever is the span in between that two eras or that 2 points, so that is considered as the quantum mechanics revolution. So after the 1900 up to the 1930, most of the concept that we are going to talk about that were evolved. Okay, so that is the golden period related to quantum mechanics. Okay, so the quantum mechanics is the area where you can have the explanation related to behavior of the particles at the microscopic level, or you can say at the nano level. So basically the generation of nanotechnology is also evolved with this quantum mechanics. Okay. So quantum mechanics, with the help of quantum mechanics, one can explain the behavior of the particles, fundamental particles, we can say proton, neutron, electron, quarks, bosons, mesons. So all that kind of particles, their explanation, their study, their properties, their applications are possible with the help of quantum mechanics. Okay. And related to that, the first explanation related to quantum theory was given by the scientist Max Planck, and of course he has got the Nobel Prize for his study. So what is black body radiation? So whenever objects are heated at high temperature, they emit the radiation, and that is the general concept related to black body radiation. Okay. And whatever are the radiation emission, that is dependent upon the two factors. One factor is the temperature which is applied to that object, and of course properties of that material, surface properties of that material. So depending upon the temperature and surface properties, radiation emission will be there. Generally you will find at room temperature there will be one kind of emission, and as you move the temperature away from the room temperature, difference in wavelength can be observed. Okay, so suppose if you are hitting the object, say any metal surface, so it will become red at one point, then it will become orange, then it will become, say, blue colored or white colored. So depending upon the temperature, depending upon the material which you are using, so based upon that two factors, there will be a range of wavelength. Distribution of wavelength will be seen over there. Okay. So here one example is given. At room temperature, the wavelength of thermal radiations are mainly in the infrared region. Okay. But if you increase the surface temperature, of course, wavelength change will be observed. So at first it will glow to red, and then there will be one point that heated object will look like a white colored material. Okay. So that is due to the temperature which is applied over there. So the black body radiation, the problem in understanding why this is happening, whenever you are heating a particular body, why radiations are emitted from that body, that explanation was not provided by the classical physics, and that's why the more study related to this is done over there, and that is the start of modern physics. Okay. So a black body is nothing but a system or ideal system which absorbs all the radiations incident on it. Okay. So black body it is not the case like any material, any object covered with a black color will be considered as the black body, but black body is the concept which is related to some systems which can absorb all the radiations that are incident upon it. And what is black body radiation? The electromagnetic radiation emitted by a black body is considered as the black body radiation. Okay. So that are the concept related to black body and black body radiation. Okay. So to understand this particular concept in a more detail, of course, we are going to see one video. Just a second.
Objective: to understand
Transition is a little bit critical in my system, so just a second.
നിങ്ങളുടെ ഓരോ നാണയങ്ങളും എൻ്റെ മോന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് നിങ്ങൾ. നമസ്കാരം, എൻ്റെ പേര് തുഷാര. ഞാൻ മാഹി.
We can see any object only when light is coming from either object to our eyes, like a candle. When the light,
Okay, so two
we can
videos
see
are
any
there.
object only when light is coming from either object to our eyes, like a
I'm having the two video related to this concept. One I will share separately on your group. One we will play in the lecture. Okay, so just a second.
we can see any object only when light is coming. We can see any object only when light is coming from either object to our eyes, like a candle. When the light coming from the candle hits the eyes, then we see the candle. Or the light is hitting an object and coming back to our eyes. In both conditions, the object is visible to us only when the light comes back to our eyes. If the light does not come back to the eye after hitting an object, then that object is invisible or black to us. Black is not a color, but black appears in the absence of light. This means that any object which is black does not transmit any kind of radiation. So what is the black body radiation? In this video of quantum mechanics, we will learn about black body radiation. At the same time, we will also understand how it got us to introduce a new type of physics which we call quantum mechanics. So let's start the video. Whenever a radiation hits an object, three types of physical phenomena can be possible. Either the radiation hits the body and reflected back, or transmitted through the body, or absorbed in the body itself. Here we will focus only on reflection and absorption of the radiation. Radiation consists of many different wavelengths, some of which can be identified by their color, such as the visible ray, which has 7 colors, while there is no color in the radiation of some wavelength. For example, infrared, X-ray, gamma ray, radio wave, etc. Now pay attention. Any object emits radiation only when the temperature of that object is higher than its surrounding. Like a candle. When we light up a candle, it has a higher temperature than its surrounding room. Similarly, the temperature of the sun is more than its surrounding space. But there is a difference in the radiation of both. Radiation coming from the candle has a wavelength of mostly yellow color, while sun emits radiation of all wavelengths. The sun emits radiation of all wavelengths. When its radiation hits an object, it absorbs some part of the radiation and reflects back the rest of the radiation. The amount of radiation that an object absorbs is called the absorption coefficient of that object, which indicates how much of the radiation is absorbed. It can be 20%, 50% or 80%. If 100% of the radiation occurring on an object is absorbed, it is called a perfect black body. The absorption coefficient of such an object is 100%. In the ideal case, a black body can absorb the radiation of all types of wavelengths. Carbon black is an object that can absorb 99% of the incident radiation. Now we come back to our question. What is a black body radiation? So, whenever a radiation is absorbed by a black body, due to this absorption, the temperature of that body also increases. As a result, the temperature of that body increases in comparison of its surrounding. In this condition, black body starts emitting radiation. This radiation is called black body radiation. Here, it is to be kept in mind that this is not only done by the black body. Rather, when any object absorbs radiation, it starts emitting radiation itself due to the temperature being increased. So, any object emits radiation due to the increment in temperature. Then this radiation is called black body radiation. Our sun is a perfect black body because it emits radiation of all type of wavelength. Scientists made a black body in the lab that could absorb up to 99.9% of the radiation. For this, a hollow sphere was taken, which has a narrow hole. The inner surface of this sphere is coated with the carbon black. When the radiation comes inside through this narrow hole, the radiation hits the wall of the sphere and get absorbed 99%. The remaining radiation reflects back and collides with the wall again. In this way, in each collision, 99% of the radiation is absorbed. Due to the absorption of radiation, its temperature also increases. As a result of this, it starts emitting radiation from the narrow hole, in which all wavelengths are present. This radiation is called black body radiation. When this radiation from the black body was traced on the graph, classical mechanics failed to explain this curve. Then Max Planck explained it by introducing quantum mechanics. In our next video, we will know how classical mechanics failed to explain the radiation curve. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe our channel.
Okay, so whatever we have seen, what is your say related to that? What you have understood with the help of that video? Yes.
In that video we saw that we can only see the object which reflects light towards our eyes, and so if we cannot
Yeah. Yes,
get
Pawan.
the rays towards our eyes,
Okay.
and the candle reflects yellow color of rays, and the sun radiates all kinds of rays. That's why sun is also called as perfect black body.
Generally, you people might have heard, or you might have feel that it is said that in the summer we should wear the white colored clothes. In the winter season, we should have the black colored clothes. So, what is the reason behind that? Have you heard this particular concept?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the reason?
If we will wear black color, then all the heat will be absorbed in our head, and it will be not good for us. And if we wear white, then it will reflect all the light.
Yeah,
So that's it.
because in the summertime, if we wear a black colored clothes, of course, we know black color is having the ability to absorb more and more amounts of radiations. Okay, and if in the summertime all radiations or radiations present in the environment that are absorbed by our clothes, of course, the heating effect at our body will be of high amount. And opposite case we can say for the winter season, if we wear the white colored clothes, then reflection will be higher, and at that moment we want more and more heating around ourselves. Okay, so that's why it is preferred to use black colored clothes in the winter season and white colored clothes in the summer season. So if you can apply that knowledge related to our concept, today's concept, that is black body radiation, then one can say that whatever is the black body, so black body, it is not the case like only black colored body will be there. So that concept we are going to apply for the objects which are having high amount of temperature. So generally at first you need to have that correlation. So whatever is the body which is having high temperature, that is having ability to absorb all the radiations. Okay, that's why in video you might have seen one body which is having 100% absorbing capacity is selected. So if one body is absorbing all the radiations present in the environment, so absorption is one thing that particular body is doing. At the same time, it is giving some radiations outside the body. Okay, so that radiations are considered as the black body radiations. And with respect to temperature, when the intensity of that radiations is plotted on the graph, so that explanation was not possible with the help of classical physics, and related to that explanation was given by the Max Planck, and Max Planck's theory related to black body radiations is evolved at that moment. Whatever black body radiations, Abhishek is asking one question. So black body, can we see the black body radiations? Means it is visible to our eyes? Yeah, of course. If the radiations that are emitted by any body, they falls in the visible region, of course one can see that radiations. But at higher temperature, that radiations go to the infrared region. Okay, so infrared light is not visible to us. So whatever, if the radiations are in the visible region, of course human eyes can detect that radiations. Even you people might have seen in various industries, generally various kinds of metal surfaces are used, or some glass materials to give them a particular shape. They are heated at high temperature. So upon their heating, you people can see variation in their color is observed. Of course, if you are saying the with respect to temperature, if variation in the wavelength is there, yes, Prachi, is there some problem? I'm not presenting the screen, so if you are having the problem related to sharing the screen, no, I have not shared the screen because I want to have the discussion with you. So I have kept the share aside, screen aside. Okay. So generally, this might be observed at various industries and all, or you might have seen in the TV, or generally nowadays students or people go for various kinds of videos. So videos related to glass related objects making or some metal decoration. So in that you might have seen that upon heating the material changes its color. As you are saying the color is changing means associated wavelength is changing with respect to temperature. Okay, so that is related to the black body. Now I'll share the screen to have discussion on the next point. Okay, so this you people have seen in that video. For the experimental study of black body radiation, object is taken, a hollow object is taken in such a manner that its entire surface, its internal surface is covered with carbon black. One carbon material is coated in the inside of that object, and one small opening is kept there to have the insertion of the radiations. So whenever radiations are inserted into this particular body, you can see in the figure a reflection is there, and whatever is the incident radiation that are totally absorbed by that particular material. So even upon hitting that object, one can see through this small opening there is emission of radiation, which is termed as the black body radiation. Okay. So as I said, with respect to classical physics, no explanation was found related to this particular graph. Here you can see whatever is the radiations emitted by that particular heated object, their intensity is plotted on the y-axis, and of course on the x-axis wavelength related to that radiations is taken. Okay, so as Abhishek has asked, can we see that radiations? Of course, if the radiations are in the visible region, you may see the radiations, but if the wavelength is quite higher, then of course that are not visible to us. Okay, so here you can see as temperature is increasing, with respect to temperature there is change in the intensity and wavelength. Okay, so for 6000 Kelvin you can see the peak of that graph is higher, or we can say the power or intensity of that radiations is higher. Okay, for 3000 Kelvin you can see the minimum intensity of radiations is observed, and the wavelength will be in this particular region. Okay, so this particular graph is say ideal graph or graph of black body radiation. So related to this, explanation is given by the Max Planck. Of course that explanation and all that things or derivation of that explanation is not part of our syllabus, but just here we have to keep in mind one thing, that to explain this particular concept Planck has provided one constant, which is nothing but the Planck's constant. Okay, so do you know what is the value of Planck constant? What is the value of Planck's constant? Abhishek is asking one question, ma'am. Is there will be some kind of tolerance in black body about absorption? But tolerance again, as I said, that is dependent upon the temperature and surface properties of the material. Which material, which object you are taking, depending upon that, of course, there may be some kinds of variation in the absorption. Okay. So here what is observed, the intensity increases with increasing temperature, the amount of radiations emitted over here increases with increasing temperature. So increase the temperature, the radiations will be more in that case. Okay, and the peak of wavelength decreases with increasing temperature. Okay, so here you can see the peak is decreasing with the temperature applied over here. So this is one cartoon image that I have got on the internet. So what this particular boy is crying, and he is saying that don't touch the stove when it's glowing red. So one person is asking, so what did you learn today? So he says this particular thing, that don't touch the stove when it's glowing red, and another person is asking, and why not? So he is saying, because the peak of wavelength of electromagnetic radiation from a black body is inversely proportional to its temperature. So when it is glowing red, of course it will be very harmful for the person which is touching it. So don't touch the stove. So that is related to black body radiation. Yeah, Pawan and Farhan has shared the values of Planck's constant. Yeah, that is absolutely correct. So basically, Max Planck has provided one formula. With the help of that, he has explained why a black body is emitting the radiation and how is the nature of that radiation. Okay, so Max Planck, who is the German physicist, introduced the concept of quantum mechanics or quantum of action, and he has got the Nobel Prize in 1918 for his discovery related to quantum mechanics. Okay, so the photograph of Max Planck you can see on the screen. Okay, so he has, as I said, he has given the explanation related to black body radiation, and with his explanation, of course, the experimental study and his explanation, they are having the 100% correlation. So whatever black body radiation problem was there in the classical physics, that was solved by the Max Planck with his explanation. Okay, so this is one formula that he has derived related to intensity, 2 pi hc square lambda raised to 5 EHC lambda kBT. So of course here pi, c, T related to temperature, C is the wavelength of radiations, then C is the speed of light, then lambda is the radiation wavelength. So all factors are known, but here to normalize the equation, he has taken the value of one constant, that is nothing but the Planck constant, whose value is provided here, 6.626 into 10 to the power minus 34 joule second. Okay. Now after the Max Planck, another study has been done, and that was given by the de Broglie. So to understand this particular concept, of course some correlation you can take from the unit number 1. Okay, so in unit number 1 you people have seen at the start we have discussed that light is having the particle nature. That explanation was given by the Sir Isaac Newton. Okay, next to that Huygens came to know that of course this light is having the wave nature. Okay, and after that, after corpuscular theory and Huygens wave theory, it was determined that light is having the dual nature. Okay, so the concept that are related to the light, now the scientists of that 1900 and that era, they having the thought process in particular manner, like whatever are the smaller particles, that may be say proton, neutron, electron, or whatever are the fundamental particles, they are also having the dual nature. Of course, if you are saying the electron particle. So it must be having some kinds of mass. Okay, so every particle is having particular mass. Along with that, they are having certain amounts of wavelength. Okay, so basically the concept related to that was proposed by Louis de Broglie, and he has postulated, he has provided one hypothesis in which he has said that whatever are the matter present in the universe, it acts as a wave at some moment, and it is also having the particle nature. So that is nothing but the wave particle duality. Any matter, any object, along with it is having mass, it is having the wave nature. So that was the de Broglie's concept or hypothesis related to matter waves. Now whenever we can say that any object is having a particular amount of or it is a particle is having the wave nature. So whenever we talk about the wave nature, of course there should be one wavelength associated with the material. Okay, so along with the hypothesis, de Broglie has provided one formula with which one can determine the wavelength of any matter wave. Okay, so that formula is lambda is equal to h upon p. Here he has taken the reference of the Max Planck's theory, and he has taken the Planck's constant from the Max Planck study, and with the help of that he has determined the formula related to wavelength. That wavelength will be of any matter material or any matter wave. Okay, so the formula is lambda is equal to h divided by p, where h is nothing but the Planck's constant. You people know the value of Planck's constant, and divided by p. P is nothing but the momentum of the particle, and we know to calculate the momentum, formula is there, mass multiplied by velocity. Okay, so with the help of this h divided by mv, one can determine the wavelength related to any matter wave. Okay, so that is the concept, and whatever explained by the de Broglie, that is through some calculations, and that was a theoretical study. Okay, so that's why this concept is called as de Broglie's hypothesis. He has put the hypothesis. There was not any experimentation related to this concept. So the hypothesis is provided by the de Broglie related to matter wave. So that is the portion that I want to discuss with you today. So if any difficulties are there in this particular topic, of course we can have the discussion at now or in the Saturday's lecture. Okay, you can put queries in the chat box. I'll read out that queries, and of course the discussion we will do in the next lecture. Quickly I'll take the attendance. I think today all are present except one. So what is that roll number? I think 16 is not there. Is roll number 16 is present in the meeting? Roll number 16. Okay, so means roll number 16 is absent today. Rest are present. Okay. Okay, so you people may leave the meeting because you are having the class next to this. So thank you very much, and of course if some questions are there, we will have the discussion in the next lecture. So thank you, and you may leave the meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Prachi, I have seen that he was in the meeting, but right now as he is not present, we will see what to do with his attendance. Okay, so thank you. Yes, Akib, bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.
Have a nice day, ma'am. Thank
Same
you.
to you, same to you.